Thinking of coming off of birth control but feeling nervous about what will happen next? Keep watching because today I'm going to show you exactly what to do in order to come off of birth control successfully. I speak with so many women who want to stop taking the pill because they're ready to regulate their cycles naturally, manage PCOS without medications, or prepare for pregnancy. But they're so worried about what could happen, specifically things like acne, hair loss, mood swings, or their period disappearing again. So they're worried about a resurgence of all of these symptoms. But there are 7 key things that you can do before coming off of birth control in order to ensure a smooth transition, keep those issues from coming back, and I'm going to share them with you right now. But real quick, if we haven't met before, my name is Daphne Chazen. I'm a registered dietitian and PCOS expert, and you're in the right place if you want to manage your PCOS using natural, real, evidence-based habits and lifestyle changes that are easy to stick to and sustainable long-term. So if you're ready for real, practical advice on how to manage PCOS and balance your hormones successfully, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a beat. All right, let's get into it. I want to start by telling you why it's so important to prepare your body for this transition off of birth control, especially if you've been on it for many years. So you may have started hormonal birth control, whether that's the pill, an IUD, or a patch, because your cycles were irregular or missing altogether. So while you may have gotten a monthly bleed while you were on birth control, it's important to know that the issue that caused irregular or missing periods before you went on the pill or hormonal birth control of other forms is still there. It wasn't really addressed. So it's not that hormonal birth control fixed the issue, it kind of just put it on hold for the time being. Since hormonal birth control shuts down ovulation completely, during the time you were on it, your hormones haven't been cycling naturally at all. This often means that once you stop hormonal birth control, your real hormonal patterns return, sometimes all at once, and you can see a rebound effect. So things like post-pill acne, hair shedding, mood swings, or your periods going missing again. That's why it's so important to prepare for this, following the 7 habits I'm about to show you, and that's going to help create a smooth landing for your body, prevent those PCOS problems from returning, and help you continue to regulate your cycle and hormones more naturally. So my bottom line advice for you is don't just stop hormonal birth control and hope for the best. Be proactive, do this prep work so you can go from, oh, I hope my periods come back, to I know exactly how to support my body through this transition. The first thing I want you to do, the first habit to get into, is start tracking your symptoms. Even though you're not ovulating, you can still track symptoms like mood, digestion, energy levels, and even your cervical mucus. So you can specify when you're noticing it, what the texture is, and how long it's lasting. Tracking these changes throughout the month can build awareness of your natural patterns and give you a head start for when your cycle does come back. I want you to think of it like laying the foundation before rebuilding your house. To get started with this kind of tracking, you can use an app like Clue or Kindara, or even just a paper journal or the Notes app on your phone. Keep it simple, keep it quick, so that it doesn't feel like a big chore to do it. The second habit is to support your gut health. So birth control can negatively impact your gut microbiome. That's the balance of good to bad bacteria in your digestive tract. Now, a healthy gut is really important with PCOS because it can help balance your estrogen levels, reduce acne, improve digestion, and support your hormonal balance overall. You can easily start loving up on your gut now by adding 2 types of foods. The first one is fermented foods. Those are high in probiotics, like Greek yogurt, some cottage cheese brands. You want to check for active cultures on the label, things like kombucha, sauerkraut, and kimchi. These foods are going to help introduce new good bacteria into your system. And then the second type of food is high fiber food. So fiber is what these good bacteria feed on. So we want to make sure they're well fed and thriving by adding plenty of high fiber foods. Examples include berries, leafy greens, chia and flax seeds, beans, legumes, starchy vegetables like sweet potatoes and turnips, as well as high fiber grains like sprouted bread, barley, farro, quinoa, and bulgur wheat. Now, just a quick side note, you always want to add water when you're adding fiber so you don't end up with a lot of digestive discomfort. This step is going to help your gut function a lot better, which is going to set the stage for a smooth transition off of birth control. The third habit is our good old blood sugar balance. Balanced blood sugars equals balanced hormones. So this is one of the most important things that you can do, especially if you have insulin resistance. Now, the best way to do this and get your sugar into better control is this. Number 1, eat at regular intervals throughout the day, no skipping. Number 2 is choose mostly whole foods. And also number 3, build your meals around protein, fiber, and healthy fats. And if you need meal examples and inspiration, I've got a delicious free PCOS friendly meal plan. I'm gonna link it below, but it's gonna show you exactly what blood sugar friendly meals look like all throughout the day. Habit number 4 is rebuild your nutrient stores. So birth control can deplete nutrients over time, especially things like vitamin B12 and folate, which are key for energy, fertility, and in your immune health, zinc, which helps maintain a clear skin, lower androgens, and regulate ovulation, and magnesium, which is a great mineral that's good for many things, including stress reduction, blood sugar control, and better sleep. To cover your bases on all of these, it's a good idea to start with a high-quality multivitamin or even a prenatal, and of course, make sure that your meals include nutrient-dense foods like leafy greens, eggs, nuts and seeds, beans, lentils, colorful veggies, lean proteins like fish, chicken, turkey, and tofu. Now, keep in mind, if pregnancy is on the radar in the next 6 to 12 months, this step is especially important. Your body is going to need time to replenish these nutrient levels before conception is even on the table, so be sure to pay attention to this one. The fifth habit is to support your liver function. Your liver is your hormones filter. It's responsible for cleaning out leftover birth control hormones and helping your body detox excess estrogen naturally. So some of the best ways to support your liver are to cut back on alcohol consumption, minimize ultra-processed foods, reduce added sugar intake, and then add specific foods like cruciferous vegetables, which are your cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. Those are especially helpful for your liver function. Number 6 is to use targeted supplements. Supplements can be important as you come off of birth control because they can provide that gentle strategic support, especially if you were dealing before with symptoms like acne, mood swings, or irregular cycles. So here are some of the supplements I want you to consider. The first one is called DIM, D-I-M. It's going to help support estrogen detox. This one is especially great if you are struggling with heavy or painful periods before being on hormonal birth control. The next one is zinc, and this one is for people like me who had terrible cystic acne. This is going to help your skin recovery as you transition off of birth control. And then of course, myo-inositol, which is a great supplement for ovulation support. I did a whole separate video on this topic, so go check it out. Now, of course, these are not magic pills, but they can certainly help your body and your hormonal balance. But always consult someone before adding any supplements to your routine. And then the 7th habit is to make a post-pill plan. This is the biggest mistake I see people make. They're stopping birth control without a plan. They're just going cold turkey. I want to help you avoid this pitfall and certainly the consequences of it. So here are 3 things that you can include in your plan. The first thing to include in your plan is how will you track ovulation? You use real data, not just guesses. So you may want to start checking your basal body temperature, your cervical mucus changes, and if needed, you can look into hormone tracking devices like Inedo or Mira that measure hormones in your urine to accurately map out your cycle. The next thing to put on your plan is what labs to run. So right away, within the first month or so, I would look at your vitamin D levels, your fasting insulin, hemoglobin A1C, a full thyroid panel, as well as your blood sugar. After 2 to 3 months, it's probably a good idea to test for reproductive hormones, things like LH, FSH, estradiol, progesterone, testosterone, DHEAS, SHBG, and other hormones that are important for your fertility. The next thing to put on your plan is the symptoms you're going to want to keep an eye on. So skin changes, hair shedding or growth, mood swings, digestive problems, breast tenderness, PMS, and of course, when your period returns. Look, the more awareness you have, the better you plan, the more in control you're going to be. So please remember, coming off of birth control is a process, not a one-time event. And when you have a plan, you'll be more prepared to support your cycle on your terms and reduce negative side effects as much as you can. All right, so let's wrap it up. Coming off of birth control doesn't have to feel scary or unpredictable. With the right prep, you can make a smooth transition, support your hormones naturally, and even get your period back without medications. This is what my clients are doing, usually in the first 45 days. To recap our habit checklist, the first one is to start tracking your cycle. Second one, support your gut health, balance your blood sugar, replenish nutrient stores, support your liver, consider targeted supplements, and most importantly, make some sort of a plan. I'd love it if you dropped a comment below if you are planning to come off the pill or any other form of hormonal birth control, or share your experience if you've already made this switch. And of course, don't forget to check the description below for my free resources and PCOS support tools. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.